Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Paint Personify. Today we will be painting these very beautiful watercolor flowers in blue shade. As you can see, I have done all my setup beforehand, so without further delay, let's start to paint together. I'm gonna quickly wet my colors on my color palette by using a spray bottle. This will quickly activate all the watercolors in our palette. We will now start with a very light shade of green for the stems of the flowers. Here I'm using a medium size round brush to create the stems, further to which we will broaden the stems from the bottom. Once we are done with the stems part, we will now move forward creating a very light shade of blue. To begin with, here I'm using sky blue and start creating the petals of the flowers. Moving forward, for the second flower, I have added a more brighter shade of blue to it to give the next tone. By creating multiple tones, we will be able to create that distance and add a 3D effect to our flowers. Moving forward, now I have taken the ultramarine blue to create the third flower that is right in the center. After giving the base to the petals, we will now lift up the excess paint from the petals by using a clean brush to create a chic kind of look in the petals. After this layer is dried up a bit, we will now add the second tone to it by adding a more darker tone of ultramarine blue to the same shade. Moving forward, I have now created a dark tone of brown to add to the bottom part of the flowers and add some detailing to the stems of the flowers. For this process, as you can see in the video, I am first applying the dark tone of the shade to one part of the stem where the light is not that prominent and spreading it out with a clean brush to the other part of the stem. This way, we will be able to create the roundness of a stem. Once we are done with this step, we will now move forward in creating rest of the flowers on the left hand side. After creating the flowers from a single tone of blue, we will then add a darker tone to create the bottom of the flowers to create the depth and shadow. Moving further and giving some more details to the petals and the stem of the flowers, we will now start to create the very light shade blue leaves on the stems. The lighter shade leaves would be more farther than the ones that are darker in tone. Hence, by using different shades of leaves, we will be able to create that distance of leaves which are farther and the ones that are closer to us. After we are done with this step, we will now move forward by adding some orange foliage around these blue flowers. Once this layer has dried up a bit, we will now add another tone that is darker to the previous orange tone to create more depth to it. Also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and share it with somebody who would love to see such content and learn how to paint. Moving forward, we will now add a lighter tone of green to create more stems and bushes to these flowers. This step will make our composition look more composed. Since this is an imaginary artwork that we are creating, hence I do not have any reference image to share here with you, but if you have any real flowers or image of any flowers that you want to create, you can use this video as a learning process and follow these same steps to create whatever reference you have in front of you. After this, we will now add more tones of green to the petals to create the depth of the same. Moving forward, I have now used some tones of blue, green and orange, the same as I have used in the flowers, to create some splattered drops or some dots on the paper to make the composition look more interesting and handmade. If you want to keep your backdrop clean, you can always skip this step and use this for gifting as a greeting card or maybe a bookmark for yourself. And here we are done with the painting. Hope you liked this video and loved to create these easy paintings with me. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more such content. See you in the next video. Bye bye.